Thank you, everyone. I'm David Johnson, and I'm a Deputy Director at the Data Science Campus at the UK's Office for National Statistics. The Data Science Campus is a data science research and development hub, not just for the Office for National Statistics, but also for broader UK government. We undertake short research projects that explore new data sources and new uses for existing data. We develop new methodologies for working with big data and assess their relevance both for official statistics and decision making. Today, I want to share some of our experiences of providing big data training in a post-COVID environment. From our launch 4 years ago, we wanted the campus to be a learning environment, both for our own staff, but also to act as a catalyst to increase the use of data science skills across ONS and government. As the needs of statisticians and other analysts and the departments they work in can vary greatly, we've developed a range of capacity building programs to meet those needs. Now, at first, we reached out to university partners to help meet these demands. We worked with 3 universities to develop an MSc in Data Analytics for Government. This is a part-time program to provide government analysts with advanced statistics and machine learning skills. Analysts can undertake the course at the universities themselves or on site at ONS offices. We also worked with academic partners to deliver the UK's first apprenticeships in data analytics and data science, where we recruit high school graduates directly into the campus, and through practical hands-on work and classroom-based learning, we train them to be junior analysts and data scientists. These programs were augmented by training provided by our data scientists themselves, many of whom came from an academic background. In 2018, the head of the civil service gave us the goal of training 500 government analysts in data science by 2021. We quickly realized that to meet this target, we needed to increase the level of training we delivered ourselves. And so we launched our own data science faculty at the campus with full-time data science lecturers. Now, we don't award our own degrees or other academic credits. Rather, our lecturers develop and deliver tailored learning programs to meet the operational needs of ONS and other government departments. These can cover a wide range of data science skills, from basic coding to advanced machine learning techniques. But we also believe that hands-on practical work is often the best way to embed newly developed skills. So we undertake collaborative practical projects and run mentoring programs. The largest of these is our National Accelerator program, pairing government analysts with experienced data scientists to work on 12-week projects, both at the campus and at government hubs across the UK. How does this all fit together? Well, if we look at a 4-month period last year from April to July, our in-house team delivered over 240 hours of training to almost 300 analysts across ONS, UK government and international partners. Our university partners trained a further 60 or so people on site at ONS in week-long sessions. Our mentoring program spans 7 UK locations with over 20 projects being mentored, and we delivered a range of workshops on demystifying AI to frontline civil servants at 6 national conferences across the UK. So what does this training look like? Well, here we have my colleague Jazz delivering a class on data ethics in our lecture theatre at the Data Science Campus. This photo was taken on March 5th of this year. This was also the last day that I was in the campus. 7 days later, I started 3 weeks of self-isolation with suspected COVID symptoms. While I was in self-isolation, the UK itself moved to lockdown, and the office is actually only due to partially reopen later this month. In response to the pandemic, our data scientists were quickly tasked with providing rapid analysis for the Prime Minister's office, ONS and other key departments on areas such as the effectiveness of social distancing measures, the economic impact of the pandemic and much more. They worked with colleagues across ONS to identify alternative admin and big data sources for key ONS outputs where survey data was no longer reliably available. Now, this activity was mirrored across government where the need for big data and novel data sources had never been greater, along with analysts with the skills to use them. Now, obviously, during lockdown, on-site training was no longer an option, but as you will have seen, almost all of our training and mentoring programs relied heavily on in-person delivery. It was clear that we couldn't afford to pause our training programs until the pandemic had passed. We needed to transform all of our programs as rapidly as possible for delivery in the new normal. This presented its own set of challenges. The first was to convert all our course materials for delivery online. We decided to make what we thought were highest priority courses immediately available for anyone to download and take themselves, focusing on core coding skills and introductions to machine learning. So we needed to adapt all of these as self-directed text-based tutorials. And our first material was actually available within about 2 weeks on ONS learning platforms. We then focused on adapting our courses for lecturer-facilitated delivery online. Now, the challenge with online delivery and the technology platforms and video conference tools used was that each government department actually uses its own platform, like Skype or Microsoft Teams or Google Meet, etc., and blocks access to all the others. Access to industry standard learning platforms were also frequently blocked by corporate firewalls. No one-size-fits-all solution would work, so we needed to be able to deliver in a platform-agnostic way. Now, what this meant was that all material for our courses also needed to be available outside of Teams and Meets, etc. We decided to upload all our course material as packages to GitHub that students could download on their personal computer or laptop if necessary, and run alongside whatever video platform had to be used with that department. Technology was also the biggest barrier to our mentoring programs. Our National Accelerator program was 2 weeks in when lockdown happened. We gave participants the option of halting until after the lockdown or continuing, and actually over 80% of projects continued. Where a mentor and mentee were from different departments, they often couldn't work on the same platform. So common approaches like pair programming were challenging. In fact, the participants themselves developed workarounds, and this in effect gave us live A/B testing, where we could see the solutions that worked and quickly share those out to the rest of the program. Finally, we turned once again to our university partners. University of Glasgow was preparing to join our mDataGov framework and had already proposed delivering an entirely online MSc. They agreed to launch early, opening up the program 3 months early to deliver short courses catering to high-demand skills. A second university partner also agreed to transform all of the week-long MSc courses they were due to deliver on-site at ONS to online delivery. Now, the greatest challenge of all, of course, was the personal impact of the pandemic, both on our staff and the students themselves, as they all tried to work and learn at home, surrounded by family, unable to leave their homes and uncertain about the future. I am in awe of everyone who managed to find the right balance here and upskill themselves during this time. So, how did this all work out? If you consider it took us 4 weeks before we were able to deliver our first online lecturer-facilitated course. Over the course of the first 4 months of lockdown, we still managed to deliver over 120 hours of training to about 170 analysts. A further 30 people attended online courses from our university partners, some of which were still a week long. Our Accelerator mentoring program finished with 20 projects completed, and we ran 2 virtual half-day mini-conferences, each with around 150 attendees. So overall, our lecturers have actually found the experience to be good. They say that online classes obviously have to be much more structured, and there are less opportunities for going off on what they call chalk and talk tangents. They also had to adapt to new ways of ensuring student engagement and ensuring no one is left behind during the class. Luckily, our first classes understood that this was new for us and approached it with an attitude of co-creation, that they were helping us build a new learning framework for government. The real advantage of online delivery for us, though, was the ability to scale. For example, our virtual conferences have been attended by double the numbers that we could have accommodated in person. But more importantly, instead of being confined to our lecture theatres in Wales and London, we were able to work with departments across the UK and internationally, with training and mentoring programmes supporting colleagues in NSIs and partner governments from Kenya and Rwanda to Paraguay and Vanuatu. For some partners, we were actually able to provide greater support than we ever could have in person. And critically, the feedback from our students has been as positive as for in-person training. In fact, if we look now beyond the pandemic, we see online delivery and self-directed learning as being our primary focus, supported by in-person as the situation allows. We're now heavily investing in online learning resources. Now, it's something we would have done eventually anyway. This has just greatly accelerated our thinking. So what does the future look like? Well, we can't see a time in the near future where analysts from across the country travel to the campus to sit in a packed lecture theatre for a 2-day course. We need to adapt not just to where we deliver our learnings, but the nature of those courses themselves. We need to become more user-centred, adapting our teaching methodologies to the new environments that our students find themselves in. One model that we love, even before the pandemic, is the bus rides program from the Digital Academy at the Canadian School of Public Service. They've produced a range of short courses in digital and data skills that students can take even on their mobile phone while commuting to work. Their idea is to build a digital-first learning offering that is shaped around the student, that can be fitted into whatever space they have available as they balance the many demands of their day job. And I think this learning approach has never been more timely as we all balance working from home, keeping our families safe, and protecting our own mental health. And with that, I will leave you here with links to some of the resources I've mentioned earlier. Over the coming months, the campus will make all of its course material available online at the site for anyone to use, and we are happy to talk to any NSI that wants to use it and work with them to help them adapt it for themselves. The MDataGov online course from University of Glasgow is also open to international students, and more information can be found here. The UN Global Platform is a fantastic resource. We will be uploading some of our course material there as well, and we strongly encourage other NSIs to share their own big data training material and case studies there. Finally, you can take a look at the bus rides program from our colleagues in Canada. It really is fantastic. Thank you all very much for your time, and I look forward to your questions later.